approaching a period of assessments and exams, or perhaps just wanting to get ahead early with your revision. Here are some strategies to help. Firstly, when it comes to revision, the earlier you can start preparing and getting organised, the better. You may want to create a revision plan, setting out what you plan to revise and when, including, of course, times when you will be having a break from revision too. You'll find revising much easier if you are feeling refreshed. Although it might feel daunting, it's worth considering starting with some of the most difficult topics, as layering your revision over time will make it easier to understand. You could also break down topics into manageable chunks, revising little and often. This is known as the distributed practice effect and allows you to gradually strengthen, build, and practice your knowledge in order to be better able to retain and understand it. The interleaving technique might also be worth trying, whereby you mix up the topics and modules you revise, rather than just focusing on one specific area over an extended period. This can help you to make links between topics, cross-pollinate ideas, and to think flexibly too, a really key skill for exams. Using your notes effectively will help your revision hugely. So organise your notes as early as you can, and you may find a note-taking tool like OneNote useful for this. If there are any significant gaps, fill these in where you can through revisiting your lecture materials and further reading. If you haven't already, create summaries of your lectures so that you can easily digest the key information. And try to re-engage with the information in new ways, as this will help you absorb it. For example, you could turn your notes into mind maps to help you explore and challenge ideas further. Or create flowcharts to help break the information down into logical steps. When it comes to revising, to help you remember information effectively, you need to help your brain take notice of it. And to do this, it's important to not just engage with information in the same way every time you revise. For example, just by rereading your notes. Your brain won't notice that, as it will just be so familiar. You instead need to properly engage with it and do something with it in different ways. For example, you could create post-it notes which you stick up in different places around your room or home. Or flashcards which you can use to test yourself with. For remembering very specific lists of information, could creating a song or mnemonic help? It might be that an AI tool could even save you time and help you to create these too. Simmons and Johnson talk about the self-reference effect, whereby it's easier to remember things if you link them to something meaningful. Whether that's something linked directly to yourself, or an unusual connection you make with that piece of information in your brain which will help it stand out. You could even try to associate information you're trying to remember with something positive, giving it an emotional connection, which will help you to retain it. Larvey also discusses learning as being socially situated. So why not discuss your revision topics with others and be open to discussion and challenge? Having to articulate your thinking to someone else will be another great way to engage with the information differently, develop your confidence, and highlight any areas of your revision you perhaps need to revisit. Another very good way to revise is to try and teach yourself, or others, the information you're trying to learn. The Feynman technique involves explaining or writing down the concept you're trying to learn in your own words, as if teaching it to someone else. You then review your explanation, looking out for any gaps, and then check your notes to help fill those gaps before trying again. Probably the most important piece of advice when it comes to preparing for exams is to practice. Just like you would train for something like a sports match or long-distance run, you need to build up your stamina and train up yourself and your brain ready for taking your exams. To help with this, use any past papers you've been provided with. Or if not, can you create your own practice questions out of seminar or tutorial questions, or even questions from textbooks? Could you even try asking an AI tool to provide you with some questions to practice with? To help with its output, you could perhaps start by providing it with the context and some example questions. Practice with a wide variety of questions too, to ensure you are adaptable and ready for different challenges. And so that you get into the mode of taking exams, it's a good idea to sometimes recreate the exam condition when you're practicing. For example, you could practice in timed conditions, sitting at a desk, and maybe at the same time of day that your exam will be, so that your body gets used to it. And how can you stay motivated throughout all of this revision? Well, having just a few specific and realistic goals for what you'd like to achieve in each revision session will help. And you could perhaps plan your goals for your next revision session at the end of each. This ensures that next time you revise, you'll know what you're meant to be doing straight away, keeping your momentum. To help with concentration, you may also find studying short bursts helpful. There is a famous technique called the Pomodoro method, in which you study in a series of 25-minute intervals with 5-minute breaks in between. You could adapt these timings to suit you. If friends or those around you are also revising, you could also form a study group, motivating each other and holding each other to account. This will ensure you all stay on track, and then why not have a break together afterwards too? And of course, remove those all too tempting distractions wherever possible. This can be something as simple as just putting your phone in your bag or another room while you're revising. And remember that to study and revise at your best, you really need to be feeling your best. So always take plenty of breaks, make time for relaxation, and look after yourself through exercise and healthy eating. Stick to a routine to help you sleep well. Sleep is so important to help you retain information and to keep your brain working at its best. And finally, have confidence. Although you can't control what is going to come up in your exams, you can control how you approach them. And as long as you have prepared as best as you can, there's no more that you can do. So wishing you the very best with your revision and assessments. The Academic Skills Centre can support you in your studies with a wide range of academic skills. Explore our website to book a one-to-one confidential appointment with a friendly skills advisor, discover upcoming workshops and drop-ins, or explore our online resources via the Academic Skills Gateway.